Okay, this week we are back with Workin Mama, aka Tabitha, to finish discussing her tips on optimizing your time in the park with your infant. We're going to dive deep into the Rider Switch program, which is available for free by Disney, as well as discuss which rides infants can ride in Magic Kingdom. And we saved the best for last because we have some very important stroller tips which I was really happy to learn. So sit back, relax, because it's time for quick trip travel tips.
So we actually used it at Hollywood Studios, at Star Wars. Oh my god, I can't remember the name.
Rise of the Resistance?
No, I haven't.
The other one.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
It worked out so well, especially because that line is always so long. As you know, Star Wars is hugely popular. So it was great. We just walked up to the greeter at the main entrance of the attraction, and then they scanned our tickets. And we got to, basically 3 of us in our party were able to get a time to come back. All waiting in line. One adult is waiting with the child out, but they don't want you to have to ride it by yourself when you come back.
So let's say it was just you and Mike.
Oh, okay.
Your husband, Mike. I didn't say that already. And Weston. So walk me through the process.
Sure,
right?
yeah. There's just the 2 of us with Weston. Yeah. So basically we would both walk up to the entrance. If the line's really long and it's like wrapped outside the building, which I know especially with physical distancing right now, that's often the case. But part of our party can get in that line, so we're not like missing out on all that time, right? And then the other person just walks up to the entrance to a cast member and says, we need to do a rider swap. They will then scan that one person's ticket who is going to be waiting with the child, and then you as a family would wait in line. And then once it's time to get into the actual queue, that's when they would separate you and then say, okay, you wait here. So you're not even allowed to go all the way into the attraction. I think it's different for some, but at Star Wars, that's how it works.
Interesting.
Yeah, so we couldn't stay together like right up until the very end. It was like right when it's time to enter the building. But I got a time to come back rather than having to wait all over again. It was like kind of like a fast pass.
Okay.
So you just have a time to come back. It's associated to your card or your magic band, and then you just scan it when that time comes. And it also appears in your app, which is really nice. So if you forget what time it is that you need to return, you can see it in the app. And then that's when you come back and ride.
Before we mention the best stroller tips for Disney, if you could go ahead and hit that like button, I sure would appreciate it because it helps out the channel. Thank you so much. Also, if you're new to the channel, this video is fairly atypical. They're usually 5 to 7 minute long videos with tips on how to maximize your time and money in a theme park. So be sure to check out some of my other videos as well. Now, let's get back to it.
Cool.
It's a great system.
Yeah. And since we're at Magic Kingdom, we should probably talk about rides that infants can go on with their parents. So I know it's Small World and Pirates of the Caribbean. What else do you know of?
Dumbo.
Okay.
Yeah. And even though, I mean, it might be a little scary because it does go pretty high, but infant can go on that. That was actually Weston's first ride.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Adorable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He didn't mind it. Did you already say Peter Pan?
No, I did not.
Peter Pan is another good one. The train, definitely. Love the train. That's always a hit.
Yeah. What about the magic carpets of Aladdin?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Astro Orbiter?
Yes.
All right.
I haven't gone on that because it's always a long line.
Yeah. I think I've been on that once in my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
CTA, what is that called? Did I say it
the
right?
People Mover, yep.
That's the one.
Yep, exactly. Yep, that would be infant appropriate.
Yeah. Not Space Mountain, not Thunder Mountain, not Splash Mountain.
Haunted Mansion. He's been on Haunted Mansion.
Oh, they can go on Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
Okay. And how did he?
A little spooky.
Yeah. How did he react to that?
Yeah, I would say that in kind of the sleepy infant phase, fine, no problem. He can go on anything and kind of not really have a huge reaction. But I would say right now, I wouldn't take him on it because he will be scared.
So there's so if we were to graph this over time, when we could go, it dips down and then goes back up at probably 7 years old.
Probably, yeah.
I think that's all the questions I could think of, but you've been to the park with an infant way more than me, so do you have any miscellaneous tips that you want to give us?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of people tend to overpack I think that there are a lot of things available here that make your life easier, like the baby care center. Like, there is no reason to overpack and try to have everything with you. So that would be number one. You know, not having a lot of bulk with you, especially at the Florida theme parks where it gets so hot. You know, the more you carry with you, right, the hotter it feels sometimes. So that would be one. And then another one we've already talked about is the rider switch. Take advantage of that. I think a lot of people don't know about it, and it really makes the experience more inclusive of the whole family, even though the little one can't ride, but still both parents can.
Yeah. At Universal, I know that they have a separate room in almost every attraction for the child swap. So instead of having the other party go and like walk around and wait for the ticket, they just keep everyone together in a separate room, and then when it's time, they just literally swap out right there. It's usually very close to the exit. So that's one tip for Universal if you ever go there.
I want to try that.
And we're going to.
So another tip I just thought of is stroller. So I think a lot of people have a lot of trust when they come to Disney, which is great. You know, we're kind of in a bubble and we feel like everything's good and happy and magical, and it is. But so many times I see people leave their valuable items just chilling on their stroller while it's parked and while they're riding a ride or enjoying themselves at a restaurant or something like that. Don't do that. Take your personal belongings with you. I mean, especially a lot of people have the same stroller as you, and they might accidentally grab your stroller and start walking away with it. Things like that happen.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people don't realize it, especially if you have kind of an umbrella stroller or one of the rentals. Like, people don't think sometimes or don't pay a lot of attention, and they might accidentally grab it, or their kid bag. So just keep that in mind. Take your items with you, and that's why I really recommend that whatever bag you bring or junk, you know, have it kind of in a portable way. So whether it's a backpack that you're able to take off, put on your back and clip back on the stroller, or something like this that's small, you know, it might not be as convenient to carry as a backpack, but it does have a grab handle, so you can take it with you. I just recommend not leaving a lot of items on your stroller.
Tab, I am so glad you mentioned that, because that actually was in my head before when you mentioned dropping a stroller off at an attraction. So that is fantastic to know.
Yeah.
From everything here, what would you grab and bring with you, and versus what would you leave?
Yeah, so pretty much I would take almost everything. I mean, I really didn't bring a lot today, so that's what's nice, is that I could literally unstrap this as I did, take it off, and I have pretty much everything I brought. I mean, if I have like some water bottles in the bottom, I would leave them.
Yeah.
Another thing I've seen people do is leave like open snacks, open containers, open drinks. Like, you know, it's just like on a caddy on the stroller or in a cup holder or something like that. And then birds will come and peck at, eat, drink, enjoy themselves.
Okay.
It happens all the time. And you probably wouldn't even know it when you got back.
Yeah, oh, that is good to know.
So do not leave your food, unless it's completely sealed. Do not leave your food on the stroller.
Yes. Management, we'll call it. Speaking of stroller management, I know that a lot of people get freaked out if they're like, oh, you drop your strollers off here, and then you come off the attraction and it's in a different spot.
Yes.
So are there any particular attractions where they do that people should be aware of?
They do that at literally every attraction.
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
So basically, you need to know that it's going to happen, and people are going to touch your stroller. But I don't know of an attraction that they don't move them, because they're just trying to manage and make sure that everything's staying consolidated, and that they don't have this one random stroller like parked out in Timbuktu where all the other ones are condensed together. So that's usually what it's about.
But now from a logistics perspective, because I never studied this or anything, like, is it still in the same general area, or is it like, oh, you bring it to the entrance and they're just gonna move it to the exit type of thing, or it's like the same stroller parking area?
Yeah, no, there's usually like stroller parking lots around, and it won't leave that, because it's going to be managed by the same cast member. There's like usually a couple, 1, 2, 3 cast members who are kind of managing the strollers in that area. They're also managing wheelchairs and ECVs a lot of the time. And so they are just trying to keep it condensed, but no, they're not going to move it outside of that area.
Okay.
I have seen like one time where someone parked it in an inappropriate place, like it was not the stroller parking, and just kind of abandoned their stroller. and then it was moved not terribly far, but it was moved to a parking lot for strollers.
Interesting. Oh,
You did the teacups?
that's another ride we didn't say. You can ride the teacups with an infant.
You actually rode it? I would have videoed you.
They can do it again.
Did you really ride the teacups? Kelly never rides that. Whoa.
And here he is. She really does have a baby. It's not just all talk.
Whoa.
You want my mask? No, you don't want this.
No. What are you kicking for? Did you ride the teacups?
Okay, to recap, be sure to use that rider switch program so every adult can ride without having to worry about her infant. And be cautious of your stroller. Take all valuables from the stroller with you and always take note of where you park it. Be sure to cover up any food on the stroller so birds don't attack you and your equipment. So there you have it, some more great tips from Workin Mama, aka Tabitha. Be sure to check out her channel where she does product reviews and shows you how to spend the most quality time with your toddler while balancing a full-time job. If you're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe because I have new theme park tips and reviews coming down the line. Thanks so much, have fun, be well, and thanks for watching Quick Trip Travel Tips.